you every month.
You just don't know how much these quilts mean. I mean, these families absolutely cherish these quilts, and I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I mean, that's all I know to say is just thank you so much.
We also second that. And also, we want to extend our extreme sympathy and condolences to Fannie. This is a sad day for everybody. Fannie passed away Saturday. She had started as our volunteer quilter back in 2003. She started with Nancy Osborne. There's Nancy right here. And the Greenup ladies. And the Greenup team has grown. Fannie opened her house, and they had meals, lovely meals, and they would stitch with love, as the label said. They were our hospice volunteer stitchers and quilters, and it grew to look how this has grown today. It's amazing. Fannie was our unsung hero. This is Fannie, and we're really going to miss her. This is a happy day, and it's a sad day for us too. And she was a lovely lady. I can't, everybody knows Fannie and knows how she was our unsung hero. She didn't visit patients, and she didn't sit at the desk, but she was back there working, wasn't she? And she would call me saying, we don't have any quilts in the quilt unless when she was driving, and she'd check the quilt closet, and she'd call Connie and say, we're out of quilts, and pretty soon we had a whole, shelf full of them again. She was always concerned that everybody got a quilt. That was our dream, that everybody here got a quilt, and I think that pretty much happens now. Yes. All of our patients who come through the care center receive a beautiful quilt. So I wanted to just extend our sympathy and condolences. We're going to certainly miss her, but her work will continue. Look at this crowd and all you lovely ladies. We have 52. We have some men. Connie's husband, he could be here.
He could, but I didn't invite him.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, thank you. And also, at this time, I was going to ask Nancy to just share a few words, and also Connie and anybody else that wants to share some things about Fannie.
First of all, Fannie made my shirt for my birthday one year, so everybody can read my shirt. I had to shrink a little to get into it. I'm doing over 20 pounds so far. Fannie and I did workshops, and we held one at the Henry Clay House and down at the care center. The main office. And Lee Gusler was the chaplain. And there goes the kilt bumps. He came in to thank the ladies, and he told this story. And Fannie and I always like to share this story with the quilters. He said the family wanted to go get something at Walmart for their patients. And one of the nurses said, well, we have quilts. And they came up and picked out a quilt. And they all went in with Lee around the bed, and they took the quilt and raised it. And when they laid it down, he said the peace came into the room. And Fannie liked that story. And she liked the other story was when we gave a class at the Henry Clay House. We were driving down Winchester. I was going to take her home. And we said the car was flying. Not fast. It was just lifting up. We had got a blessing because we were showing those people that live there how to quilt and make a quilt for hospice. And they were so thrilled. One of the ladies went down at night and snuck in, and we showed her how to use a roller cutter. She cut up all the material she could find. But Fannie said that was a blessing to see how she touched their lives. And I think 9 years. We had 53 quilts when they opened here in February. And 4. We collected them all the year. Some people gave 10. And they were lap quilts. And they had 53 quilts the day they opened. And then we would, Thomas's, where Fannie started a workshop, and she started doing monthly because we were just doing it every 3 months. And then I went on to do the quilt trail, the quilt painting blocks. I was chairman of Boyd County, so I knew it was in good hands with Fannie, and she started doing that monthly. And then the little group that sold at her house had started, and some of them started there. We get classes over there, and they little jewel church quilters. And then it got down to 2 or 3, and they moved it to her house. So that's sort of the background on Fannie, and it's a blessing if you knew her. And I told her daughters the other day, they got a mother to be so proud of. And Fannie loved everybody, and you never heard her say anything bad about anybody. So she was a very sweet lady, and I enjoyed taking her and traveling places with her.
is
Yes,
Connie
I would.
Pendleton. She's
Fannie
with
got
our
me
Ohio.
into this too. I met Fannie at Cedar Knoll, and they had a display that the Hospice Quilters had several, because I think Fern was out there. There were several that were out there, and I thought, my grandmother quilted. I'd really like to learn how to quilt. Well, Fannie invited me to come down, and with much patience and a lot of correction, and a lot of ripping out seams.
See, you got my hand, Fannie. We know that.
I learned how to quilt. I had been going to their group, and the Russell Bridge closed. I live in Ironton, back of Ironton. Gas was $4 something a gallon, and it just really cost a lot of money to travel to Greenup. So I called Fannie and told her, I'm going to be absent for a month or two until gas prices go down. So she called me right back in about a week. Said, Connie, the care center has grown. We need more quilts than our little group can produce. So would you consider starting a group in Ohio? And I said, well, I can't help anybody learn to quilt because I'm not that far along yet myself, but I do know a lot of people. And word just got out a few at a time, and all these ladies and probably 10 or 15 more just came into our group, and it was just something meant to be. It was so special. And these, you all are great members. These are wonderful people. We're like our own little family, and I'm sure your groups are too. And Fannie had everything to do with that. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't even have thought of doing it. And anytime there was a lot of material here, a storage room was clear full one time. And I carted 3 van loads of material to Fannie. I think Barbie ended up, this is Fannie's daughter, Barb, I think she ended up having to try to figure out what to do with a lot of it. And Fannie would not turn any kind of donations away. We were going to do something with it. And, this whole thing for providing something for people that are about to leave this world, to give them a little bit of comfort, was the only goal that she had, totally unselfish. And I know everyone in my group feels the same way, and all the rest of you have to too, or you wouldn't be here. So, we can only remember good things about Fannie, except her making me tear all those things.
And I'm a daughter too.
Oh, are you?
And I can attest to that. These two learned to sew. Yes, we're the 3 sisters.
Yeah.
These are sisters. And everything I sewed, she would make me take that. And we made 3
I wondered
weeks.
why you were shaking your head.
Well, that's what she said.
I know, Barb.
Just with it 3 weeks ago, she's still making quilts, and Betty said that it went the wrong way, and she made me do it.
Yeah, these will be donated a little later. But 3 weeks ago, we made our last ones together. I made one, and she made one. And when she looked at mine, she just kind of shook her head.